Okay, perfect. Where was I? Oh, the adoption of the agenda. So, were there any needed additions or changes to tonight's agenda amongst the commissioners?
I have two resolutions. I have two resolutions for Ivy City.
Commissioner, I see one of them under consent calendar items and the other under voting actions.
Okay, thank you.
The Ivy City Resilience Hub and the cannabis saturation are those the correct?
That's
Great.
correct, Andy.
Then we're good on that.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Do we have information on one of them? Which one's the one we have information on, or are we missing?
We have the link to the cannabis saturation resolution, but I don't see any linked document for the Resilience Hub
Oh,
resolution.
okay, understood. So we'll need to move that resolution to a voting action item so Commissioner Rose can discuss it since we couldn't view any of the information.
Okay, so do I need to move it?
You can motion to amend to move that item as a vo to voting action items instead.
Okay, so I motion to amend the resolution for the eminent domain uh, resolution to a voting item.
I second that. Those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? Commissioner Arbuckle, did you vote? You're muted if
I'll
you're
abstain. I didn't understand what this was about, but I'll abstain.
okay. The ayes have it. We'll make that amendment to move that item as a voting action item. Any other changes or amendments needed to tonight's agenda? Okay. With that being said, I move that we adopt tonight's agenda as amended. Um, as recently noticed by the public 7 days in advance of tonight's meeting. Can I get a second on this motion?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Roblin. Those in favor of adopting tonight's agenda as amended, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? Okay, the ayes have it. Motion passes. Okay. Pulling this back up. With that, we have the adoption of the minutes. Commissioner Arbuckle, you're our secretary.
So we've got these minutes that Andy thankfully prepared for us. Thank you so much, Andy. And so they are right now linked in the agenda. And if you take a look, they're there and they're very nice. So I move that we adopt I move that we adopt the draft minutes for March 2025 as noticed in the agenda.
Can Commissioner Arbuckle get a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Roblin. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Okay, we have our monthly treasurer report. Commissioner McCray.
Hey, so I meant to add in addition, I am actually currently locked out, so I'm waiting on a locksmith. I don't have the treasurer or the QFR report in front of me, but it is loaded on my computer once I get back in my home. So right now, if we could just, can we push that to the back of the agenda?
We'll come back to this item later in the meeting.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. With that, we have our committee reports. Were any of the chairs available to share some report on one of their committees?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm Anna Roblin. I'm chair of the Trash and Beautification Committee. And we're having a huge spring cleaning event which Commissioner McCray is spearheading, and I'm also working with. It's going to be Saturday, April 26th. So I really hope that everyone will save the day and join us from across the board. I mean, across the commission, from 9:30 to 11:30, and crews will be leaving from 3 different locations: the Trinidad Rec Center. Commissioner Sauceda Guzman will be leading that group. From the old CVS parking lot on Bladensburg at Heckinger Mall, which Commissioner McCray and McCullum will be leading that group. And then I'll be leading the group leaving from Joe Cole Rec Center parking lot. And we're going to branch out from those 3 spots and just clean. And then from 12 to 2, we're going to have a health resource fair. Probably, most likely at the old CVS parking lot, but we're waiting on confirmation for that. If we can't have it there, our second choice is Joe Cole Rec Center parking lot. So, so far we have a handful of agencies that are tabling, including MPD, the Department of Behavioral Health, CSOSA, which is the Court Services and Offender Supervision Agency, and ONES, the Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement, but we're waiting on a handful more agencies to decide. So we really hope that a lot of people can make it. You know, please, to both the cleanup and the resource fair, please do pass the word on to everyone you know. We'll be flyering for it soon as well. And if you'd like to join our flyering group, just let me know. I'm at 5d03@anc.dc.gov, or you can always reach me by phone or text at 202-651-0581. So we just had a very nice cleanup as well last Sunday, a couple of days ago on the 6th. We left from Trinidad Farmers Market, and this was the director's idea, Mr. Young Kim, and so about 8 or so people came and cleaned. So, and if you'd like to join our cleanup group chat, let me know. We have about 50 people in the chat right now. Its purpose is to get the word out about our cleanups, and everyone can invite each other to each other's cleanups using the chat. And we're also going to be planning some tree walks starting this month with Jabari Brew from Urban Forestry. Tree walks are when we walk around the neighborhood figuring out where to plant a new tree and what trees need to be removed or replaced. So if you're interested in joining our beautification group, let me know as well. I'll put my info in the chat. We're also, the beautification group is also working on the possibility of starting a food forest at Trinidad Rec, and we're exploring the possibility of a food forest or community garden at Joe Cole. And a reminder is we have tools available for everybody to borrow to use for your own cleanups, including bags, trash pickers, brooms, rakes, and dustpans. We keep them in our office on Morris Street, Union Market. Just contact your SMD commissioner or me for access. Thank you. Hope
Thank
to
you,
see you guys.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner McCray, did you want to talk about, or I'm sorry, Commissioner Arbuckle, did you want to talk about transportation?
So I stepped down from the transportation committee. I think you may probably got my email. But I know that Commissioner McCray was attending some of those. Commissioner McCray, did you attend the last one?
Yes. So I guess just kind of a quick brief update, because I know folks, we haven't had a large attendance. So since we're rebuilding the group right now, if folks want to attend, just let us know. But we have a proposed time of the third Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. And hopefully our next guest is going to be DDOT and our DDOT Ward 5 representative, Tyler Williams, to kind of give us a run of show when it comes to residential permit parking with RPP, and give us a lay of the land with some of the upcoming projects in the area. So we hope to have that likely April the 16th. But if we can't have it this month and folks are interested, we can proceed forward with next month for the third Wednesday in May. We're also open to moving that time. So just keep us posted. We are a very small group right now. So if folks are interested, definitely reach out, and I'll drop my email in the chat in a second.
Perfect. Thank you. As for our zoning committee, Commissioner Arbuckle, can you forward me the email of your resignation so I can get that in writing?
I did for the resignation from transportation. So yeah, I resigned from transportation, and yeah, I sent that to you in writing, but I can send it to you again.
If you could, because I just checked right now and I couldn't find it. So if you could forward those to me, I appreciate it.
All right. For zoning, we had our zoning committee meeting last month at some, trying to remember when, but it was sometime last month. And we had two people coming to present, both from Union Market. So it was two different businesses that want to open some spaces in Union Market, and one of them will be presenting today. So you'll be able to hear all about it.
Okay. With that being said, we'll move forward with the meeting onto our commissioners' reports. This is where we have about a few minutes for ANC commissioners to go ahead and ask to share some updates on their single member district. We'll start with roll call 5D01.
Hello. The main update is basically what I just said. So there's two different businesses that are wanting to open up some new spaces in Union Market, and we're going to be hearing from one of them today and one of them at the next meeting.
5D02.
Yes, that's Ivy City. Just let everyone know that we have the Ivy City Resiliency Strategy Plan Workshop this Saturday at Trinity Baptist Church, 1814 Central Place Northeast. And that's a strategy plan that's going to have the community create a plan that mitigates or help us with the extreme heat and the historic flooding events that we have had. Because of climate change, we're going to have hotter and wetter seasons, and we need to prepare the residents for that. And that's what the strategy plan is about. And we're partnering with Ramble, which is the contractor, and DOEE, Department of Energy and Environment. Again, it's at 1814. It's in our newsletter. It's at 1814 Central Place Northeast at Trinity Baptist Church this Saturday from 1 to 3. Also, we're some of the kids are needing some volunteer hours. So what we're doing is cleaning up the community. And that's how they get their volunteer hours. If anyone from Ivy City has a senior that needs some hours in a month or so, have them to reach out to me, and we can just clean up some of these streets. And that is part of my environmental committee. You know, we need to clean up our streets, the street that we live on, or just go outside your front and clean that up. Make sure there's no bottles and cans in your bump outs if you have any, or near a sewer. And that's it. I'll talk about the resolutions when it's my turn to talk about them, but that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. 5D03.
Hi. So I guess it's my turn. Commissioner Saucedo Guzman, you're muted.
5D03. Uh-huh.
Okay, hi. So me.
You just muted yourself, Commissioner.
Sorry about that. Hi, everybody. So me and Commissioner McCray have been busy with the trash and beautification committee projects. Like I said, I'm the chair of the committee. And because it's springtime, we're definitely going to see an increase in unpleasant trash situations in the warmer weather. So I wanted to give everyone an overview of some cleanup issues in ways that you can help with keeping our neighborhoods clean. So just some little tips. If everyone keeps the area in front of their home, including the area not just on your lawn, around your building, but the area between the sidewalk and the street, and also in the street itself, it'll make a huge difference, a huge difference. So when neighbors see a cleaner street, they'll be a lot less likely to litter. We can stop street littering, at least some good amount, by attaching a garbage bag to your fence that passerbys can throw litter in. This is working very well in some neighborhoods. So I really hope everyone will consider doing it. And I think they look kind of cute. Holbrook from Florida to Neil is one example. They're doing a great job of it. A lot of people have one out there on that block, those blocks, and people are using it. If anyone would like to borrow cleanup tools, we have garbage bags, trash pickers, rakes, and brooms. I just went over this, but dustpans you can borrow for the day. They do need to be returned fairly soon after. As I said, just contact your SMD commissioner or me for pickup and drop off. I have yard signs that come with a metal post that say "Do not litter." Everyone is welcome to get them from me. Just reach out to me. I already have my contact info in the chat. These particular signs can only be placed on private property, like front or rear yards. They cannot be placed in public space, but they can be put like on your fence so that they can be seen by passerbys or vehicles driving on the streets or in the alleys. And for public space, we can ask DDOT to place no illegal dumping signs in areas that we, choose to try for in public space, just like alleys. And there's no guarantee that DDOT will okay it. It has to go through an approval process. But to request them, you simply call 311, press 5 like you do at the automated system for everything, and then ask them to list, just tell them the specific locations you'd like the signs placed on. And they'll put the request into DDOT, and then they'll notify you of the result. And everyone is welcome to reach out to me if you're having a trash or beautification issue of any kind. Also, Adopt a Block is a really good program. You can go to Adopt a Block DC to read all about it. You can also adopt a park or a stream. And the basics of the Adopt a Block program are: you need to adopt a minimum of 2 blocks in a residential area. A block includes both sides of the street. You need to host a minimum of 4 cleanup days per year. You report and request city services for it by calling 311. You record your cleanup results online, and you maintain the agreement for 2 years. Steps to participating are: 1, identify your blocks; 2, apply online. There's a letter of intent. 3, organize and share your cleanups. And then you get a sign saying this block has been adopted by you. So that's it. Reach out to me with any issues. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Again, 5D04 has a new ANC up and coming into that single member district, so please be on the lookout for information on him. I believe you can do a general search on the Board of Elections website to get more information. But until then, we'll wait to hear back from the OANC and hear back once they get sworn in as the new official commissioner. With that being said, 5DO5, I'm in Northern Trinidad. That is my single member district. We've had a lot go on in the last, I want to say 4 weeks. We've had some really poor displays of respect on the block, I would say. One was from last month. We had a shootout occur on Miggs Place, where over 17 gunshots rung out. Some property was damaged. Some of the buildings were shot up, including my building, and we were able to directly get some police presence finally to address the concerns with 1208 Miggs Place, but also at least get some of those residents that attract bad actors away from the block, I guess, because it just got way too hot for them to be here, which respectfully should have never been doing any of that stuff here, but it is what it is. Also, a lot of y'all saw in the news last week that we suffered a random attack due to a drug addict ODing pretty much onto the block where he was randomly stabbing residents. Um, Luckily, folks here on Mig's Place were able to kind of, I wouldn't, not directly halt the individual, but jump in to stop him from doing so much more damage. And MPD was able to apprehend and detain him. And they came on the scene. They were on the scene for a good while, and they have more police presence in some of these unmarked cars right now in the area. So just be vigilant of anything going on. Historically, Trinidad has a bad history in April, where we do have some sad events occur in the month of April, specifically as the warm weather comes around and people, I guess, um, have pent-up situations from the winter that just leak into April. So just be very vigilant this month, and make sure that you're always able to contact 911 when necessary, and not saying repeat what these residents did in that instance, but sometimes it does take one to act in real time to be able to at least approach a situation. So just be very careful and safe out there. At the same time, I will say we have DDOT coming out I'm sorry, this month to Trinidad. The DDOT director, it'll be right before the kickoff to the big cleaning that we're doing that Saturday on the 26th. And that will be an opportunity to directly speak with the director of DDOT at the Trinidad Rec Center, 10 a.m. You'll be able to speak directly with the DDOT director regarding projects that have been completed and the review of those projects and how they have pretty much worked in the neighborhood since being done. We've had a large amount of residents that have been complaining about the design of the bike lane situation that they placed on us on West Virginia Avenue. Um, and we just want to know if DDOT is actually reviewing these projects after they've been designed and implemented and put in place, as well as some just general safety concerns that we have with some of these traffic and transportation studies being done in the neighborhood with little to no action. So this isn't a moment to get your pitchforks and torches against the director for DDOT, but this is a moment to really talk with them and really try to get to understand why they move the way they move and how we can move together. So please be on the lookout for more information on their visit. If you need to reach me, please reach me directly at 202-826-7807. The email is right there. I had a really rough March getting back into swing of things, especially after the stabbing situation, but please feel free to reach me directly at any point in time. We have a lot of things going on in 5DO5, so it's a lot to manage, but we do have some really great residents that care and they don't mind getting their hands dirty. So thank you for y'all. 5DO6.
Can you guys hear me? All right. Um, all right. So good evening, everyone. So my name is Char McCray, Trinidad Carver Langston 5DO6. So I do have a handful of updates. some of them you've already heard, but I'll just briefly kind of skim over them as well. Um, just a quick reminder that kind of in lock with what Commissioner Rhodes and Commissioner Roblin said in terms of keeping the areas clean in front of your homes. Part of that is also making sure we are like listening and adhering to the street sweeping signs. A lot of that excess trash and dirt can be picked up if we are mindful of those signs. So please just be mindful of those signs and move your cars when you can, based on the time restrictions given. Just a quick update for folks. There is a street light that's currently out at 17th Street and L Street. DDOT said that there's some minor repairs that they need to do in order to kind of go through and fix that. So that request is in. So it'll still be out of commission and it'll still be blinking maybe over the next few days, but just be mindful as you go forth on that street. There are some illegal dumping scenarios that we are monitoring from Bladensburg Road, 16th Street, Lang Place, and Maryland Avenue. So just if you have a request, please keep submitting those through on one request. And if you need to kind of elevate those, just CC me on those, just so that we could get the DPW inspector, keep her in the loop on what's going on and seeing how we can get that resolved as quickly as possible. Just to kind of repeat some of the upcoming events that Commissioner Roblin spoke about, we will also have an additional event as well that I'll bring up too. But April 19th, it's a Saturday at 10 a.m. The mayor's office is doing the spring cleanup and roll-off day. And luckily for us in Ward 5D, in Area 5D in general, it's kind of close to us. It's going to be at the Carver Langston Park, so 1854 L Street. So right up at that big open lot, which also happens to be the site of what will be the Carver Langston Park. So you can bring everything that is non-hazardous that you want to drop off and the city will dispose of it. So get your spring cleaning started now so that Saturday, April 19th, we can get that stuff off the streets and not leave it beside trash cans or anything like that. Alongside that roll-off day, we will also be doing another spring cleanup. As many of you know, and similar to what Commissioner Guzman said as well, as it gets warmer, people are outside. So the more cleaning, the better off we are. So Saturday, April 19th, that'll begin at 10 a.m. at the Carver Langston Park at 1854 L Street. So I'll drop a link in the chat in a little bit just so that you all know how to sign up. So come ready to clean, or at least do some spring cleaning and come ready to drop it off. Saturday, April 26th, that very next Saturday, is going to be the ANC 5D clean as well. I know Councilmember Parker's team will probably mention that they're going to be doing another spring clean throughout Ward 5 that day. So we're all just going to join hands and get out here and clean up. So Commissioner Roblin named those locations. Reach out to myself, Commissioner Roblin, or your ANC commissioner so that we can get you locked into that. And that'll be followed by a community day as well. There is the DPR Carver Langston Park Survey that is out right now through April 25th. You can have a voice in what the actual park will look like. So make sure you voice your concerns, let folks know what you want to see there, let folks know what you don't want to see there. I think it's equally as important to mention both. So I'll drop that link to the survey in a second as well. Another survey that is out right now, which I know a lot of folks are interested in how that's going to come about, but there is the Anacostia River Trail survey. That is the Arboretum Bridge to Maryland Avenue connector survey. So if you're interested in kind of what that will look like, I'll drop the link to the plans in the chat. You'll be able to find kind of the previous meetings that they've had. And you also can find the survey as well to give your feedback. I know there's a few additional items I want to touch on And hopefully MPD is on the call because there's a few kind of open items that we have for our area as well. But one of the major items to note is just, I know we have a lot of squatting in the area. Um, I can say, and this is just me being open and honest, I'm not sure what next steps to take. So I think it might be a multi-agency approach to some of the concerns that we have, but they are very much noted, as well as kind of the development of folks being outside around the Neal and Staple Street area. So we're gonna work with MPD and work with folks so that we can ensure that we keep the area safe and figuring out different ways to maybe calm the traffic along those streets a bit more. And just in closing, we have had a lot of issues with the mail. Um, after kind of having the USPS postmaster meeting. I do have some contacts for folks just in case you are having any mail issues and concerns. And what I'll do is drop those in the chat. We'll probably also have that sent out in the ANC 5D newsletter just so that you have the contacts if your mail goes missing, how to kind of, it won't necessarily detail out how to make an investigation into it, but it'll give you the folks to reach out to start that. So those are kind of some of the major updates. Sorry for the mouthful, everyone. And I'll drop all of this information in the chat shortly.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner McCollum for 5D07.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'll be pretty brief here. I just have really two things really to talk about. 1835 H Street Northeast, which is a development site in 5D07. I'm pretty sure all of the residents there, they're familiar with the site. The building has had the walls sheathing up since 2021, and that's the outer visual layer of plywood that you can see. It's green. So, and that's only supposed to be on these buildings for 90 days at max. And so that has been on this building since 2021. And so finally, after a number of emails back and forth to DOB, we were able to get some relief there. The developer has been granted permission to come in and take that down. But also the city is investigating now to see if the property has any type of damage, rot to the actual development. And so since it's been removed, it is visible to the eye that there's a lot of rot on all floors of that development. So now the push is for us to get the building down. I mean, you can see some of the 2x4s and the flooring and the steps inside the building. You can see the rot on everything. So I'm going to encourage the folks at M5D07 to please continue to send me emails. Please continue to send emails to DOB, because altogether, that's how we're going to make this work. I mean, it's 2021 and now we're in 2025 and we're just now getting DOB to put some type of enforcement behind these developers on that property. Second, I want to talk about the 7 Food store that's on the corner of 19th and Benning Road. It is starting. I share with the chairman how he said in, March, April, but particularly now in April, this early indication of crime and even suspicious activity is an indicator of what the summer is going to be. We need to start getting on it now. That store is notorious for having hangout and a lot of suspect activity taking place in the parking lot. I have had a number of calls and emails. I have personally seen some of the activity. I've been in contact with the owner. I want to be very clear. I had a good working relationship, I feel like, in the last commission with the owner, but the owner has now told me that the problems on his property, they are police problems. 5D needs to do more. But I do have a good relationship with the commander of 5D. I disagree. I think that when you own a property, you bear the burden of having some sort of security there on the property. And if your security can't handle it, then we are to call the police when it's something that's a threat to the community. But just presence of some type of security, for the owner. So I've been in touch with 5D's commander. We're going to have a meeting soon. And then from that meeting, we're hoping that we'll get a meeting with the owner of the store. But what I want to encourage everyone to do now is to take pictures, videos, and please send those forward. When you see folks standing out, you see activity, please, please, please see it and say something to some of us, particularly to me. Um, I just wanted you to know that that's coming. I'm going to try to get the commander to come and walk the area. But it's a tough situation, when folks are loitering and standing out and doing suspect activity, the moment they see police, they're out of the way. So if it's not like it's going to be going on when the police are there, but we're still going to try to walk it so that we can see what's going on. And then on a final thing, a number of elderly individuals in 5D07 contacted me that there was an individual that presented themselves to them as the new ANC commissioner for the area. I cannot say that they said for 5D07, but they just told me it was a new female commissioner for the area. I'm not aware of that, so I've already brought that forward to the commission as a whole, but I just want to put that out there as public notice that it's illegal to represent as an elected official and you are not. And so indefinitely, you shouldn't be representing to our vulnerable citizens that you're someone that you're not. So publicly, I just want to say that we are aware. I'm aware. I brought it to the attention of the commission as a whole. And I just want us all to be aware that there could be folks that are in your commission that are representing themselves as a commissioner and may well not be. So thank you, for Mr. Chair, for passing me the statutory language on that. I do appreciate it, but I just want everyone to know that we're aware. We're going to monitor it and we'll move accordingly with that. Please feel free to email me at 5d07@anc.dc.gov or call me if you have my number. And I'll be here to help in any way that I can. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Um, and going 5D07, 5D08, absent, 5D09.
Hello, everybody. I want to address something that Commissioner McCollum said, that actually the female is me because I lived on the block. So I didn't represent for your district because on my block that my residents on my side wanted a speed bump because we have issues on 19th Street. So when I was getting the petition done, I had to talk to all the residents that is on the block. So I was letting some of them know that I'm only a commission on certain parts of the area, but since I live on the block, I have to get all the residents, signatures. And it didn't feel right to me to only get the people on my side what I live at when I live on the whole block. And on the issue with the speeding is not only for 5D09, is for all of us. So that's what I don't know that would happen. So when they say female, it was actually me getting signatures for the speed bumps on 19th Street. So I had to let them know who I was.
Just for a moment, thank you for letting me know. I appreciate you saying that, but
But I'm gonna reach out to you though.
Yeah, it's not anything negative. I just wanted, that's why I sent the email in private to the commission as a whole, because if it was someone from one of us, then it wasn't a problem. But I didn't know you didn't respond, so I didn't know that it was somebody that was a commissioner. But thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, I never respond to that email. So if you, I'm gonna send you something because I just got your email. But I do want to reach out to you because me and you need to talk because something you just mentioned. So me and you need to get together. So, but it was me because, like I said, I actually live on the block, so it wouldn't have made sense just for me to get 5D09 signature and not get the whole resident block.
No way.
So that was actually me.
Thank you.
So
I
y'all can
appreciate
know.
that. I appreciate it.
All right. So that's what's going on. And we also have illegal dumping in Commissioner McCollum district and in mines also. So that's what I have been working on with the illegal dumping and getting speed bumps for partial my residents and Commissioner McCollum residents because we all are mixed together. So that's what I'm working on now because we have an extreme issue on 19th Street. We have a one-way and people speeds up the street. They also come down the one-way street, and it's like really an issue when you have the school across the street and you got kids walking in. This street is actually high volume with folks. So those are the things that I'm working with. And even though I seen seniors, because I didn't know we really had that many seniors on the block, and some of them have like they in wheelchairs and stuff like that. So those are things that I'm working on because it's really important because I don't want nobody to get hit. And from what some of the residents have told me that some cars has already been hit, things like that. So those are the things that I'm working on right now. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, Commissioner.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, those are the things that I'm working on right now. But Commissioner McConnell, me and you do have to get together because it's something that you said is very important. So we can talk off of this right here.
Certainly. Thank you.
All right.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners. Is there anyone here from the 5th district tonight? Just want to confirm. Okay, it looks like we need the 5th district in person next month then. I guess it's just too much smoke for them to talk about.
Hi, Commissioner. There is a question in the Q&A for Commissioner McCollum. Um,
Perfect.
It says, Commissioner McCollum, there are cameras all around the store, both owned by the store and the city. Are the police surveying the video footage, and why isn't this enough to escalate the issue?
It's not that it's not enough to escalate the issue. I just want to be clear that if the city is not, if the video footage is not being monitored in the way that it should be, then we also still have a duty as being residents of the community of what we should do. And so I can't speak to why it's not enough, but obviously if the activity is taking place, then something is not enough. So what I'm asking for is that folks that see it, please say something um, to address that. And not only that, the owner is aware of what's going on at the store, but the owner is stating that it's not his, he doesn't bear the burden of this. This is something that MPD should be doing. And I disagree with that. I mean, when you go to Lowe's or you go to Costco, you go to any of these stores, when you see police presence there, even though they are in police uniform, MPD is not paying those employees to be, those officers to be there. They are off-duty officers that are employed by those entities for that period. And so I tried to talk with the owner about this, but he is still under the impression that MPD is not doing enough. So I was just bringing this forward because I want folks to know that I'm hearing them, I'm seeing it, and I'm aware and I'm on it. Um, so hopefully that kind of clears that up for whoever had the question there.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, we'll move forward with tonight's agenda. We're not going to be able to get a public safety report, but I will make a conscious effort to get the 5th district at our next in-person meeting next month at 371 Moore Street. With that being said, we do have someone here from the mayor's office. We have our Miss Christian Stargill here. Christian, do you want to provide us with some updates? I know the mayor's office has been pretty busy lately.
Yes, and thank you for having me. I have a couple updates for you all for this evening. Of course, we are still showing our support for federal workers. If you or someone you know has lost their job due to federal cuts, the mayor has launched a resource portal, which we presented on previously, which is fedsupport.dc.gov to assist those impacted families. Again, like previously announced, street sweeping is in full effect. So we're requesting or reminding residents to please move your vehicles on those designated street sweeping days to avoid ticketing and towing. My school DC lottery results were announced on the 28th. So we're encouraging families and students entering pre-K three through the 8th grade to just stay up to date on those lottery results, which will be available in your portal. For community cleanups, if you'd like to organize a community cleanup, which we know a lot of you have taken advantage of, and I'm looking forward to those. If you haven't and would like to organize a community cleanup, you can reach out to myself or my partner, Anthony, and we will connect you guys with the Mayor's Office of Clean City to receive assistance and resources that way. We are inviting everyone and have been to the DC Emancipation Day Parade, which will be held on April 13th, 2025, starting at 2 p.m. I can provide, and I'll drop the registration link to make sure everyone is registered. And if you would like to walk with the mayor, there's a separate link for that as well. All of the commissioners should have received an invite from WMATA for a citywide ANC meeting, which will be held at St. Coletta of Greater Washington on May 10th. They have also extended the RSVP deadline to Monday, April 14th. And if you haven't RSVP yet, you can do so by emailing. I can read it now. It's RRAYEF at wamada.com. And I can drop that for those who missed that. And they are asking for you to go ahead and get RSVP by Monday, April 14th to confirm your attendance. And lastly, Mokers are, like I mentioned, looking forward to the Ward 5 community cleanup in Carver Park on Saturday, April 19th at 10 a.m., along with attending the ANC 5D Spring Health Fair, as well as the follow-up the cleanup that follows that. And that's as far as I have for tonight, as far as updates, and I'm open for any questions. Also, I'll drop my contact information as well as my managers for any one-off or any assistance that any residents or commissioners may need.
Thank you so much, Carver Park. I like how that sounds. Are there any questions for Ms. Dargill tonight? I'm just checking the Q&As. Are there any questions from the commissioners? Okay, perfect. That was a lot of great information. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Good night.
Perfect. Have a good one. With that being said, we do have Mr. Oliver Stout here for the councilmember's office.
Hi, I'm not Nicole.
Oh, hey,
So
Miss
I'm on.
Lovelace, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. Well, I'm going to introduce myself. My name's Andriana, if you don't know. I'm the new constituent service coordinator for Councilmember Parker's office, and I work under Oliver. I'll be taking over 5D for my office, and I'll be covering this area. So if you have any concerns, you can contact me, and I'll be giving the updates. So first, the council is still holding out for the budget season as we await the passage for the DC Local Funds Act in the U.S. House of Representatives. As we shared last week, the mayor is currently delaying transmittal for our budget to the council, so we all are waiting on that. And when we know more, we'll let you know more. Um, for those experiencing some uncertainty during the recent layoffs, the government has launched a new landing page for navigating unemployment compensation, federal employment guidance, and DC government employment opportunities. And you can find that more on DOES's website. Um, DPW, like they said, is having a special waste collection. So if you have any electronics, paper shredding, hazardous household items, you can drop those off at Saturday, April 19th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at RFK Lot 3. And lastly, from our office, we're holding our very own cleanup. So our Healthy Community Spring Cleaning. It's going to be on April 26th. It's ward wide. So right now we have about 7 sites set up all over Ward 5 in Brooklyn and Neckerton and all of that. I'll drop the link below for you to sign up if you want to host your own sites of cleanup. I know ANC, I've talked to Commissioner Roblin, is holding their own. Um, so if you would like to host a site, you can sign up below. And if you have any questions, you can contact me and I'll drop my contact in the chat.
Perfect. Were there any questions from the commissioners? Miss Lovelace, for folks trying to get to know you more, are you doing or what's the best way of contacting you or getting in touch with you regarding an issue?
You can contact me at alovelace@dccouncil.com.gov, or you can call me during the day. I'm available 202-368-1759, and I'll drop all my information in the chat.
Perfect. Okay, I don't see any questions from the commissioners. Just want to make sure, and from the public. Okay, Ms. Lovelace. Well, happy to have you, and looking forward to having you moving forward. You know how to reach us, and we know how to reach you. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving forward tonight's agenda based on our marvelous administrative assistant confirming attendance, we'll go ahead and actually move to We'll skip over our requested presentation as Ms. Pegram has a family emergency and can't attend tonight, so you most likely will be seeing them next month at our meeting to talk about the FIT concept at Wheatley Elementary. But we're going to go ahead and move to our consent calendar items. These are items that commissioners had the opportunity to review, including the public, in advance of tonight's meeting, as noticed 7 days prior from today. And these are items that we approved to hold as consent calendar items that we can vote on in one swoop as we've done our due diligence to approve them as a commission. With that being said, I move that we approve. I move that we approve unanimously these consent calendar items as presented to the public 7 days in advance of tonight's meeting. Can I get a second on this motion?
Second.
Second.
I second it.
Second by Commissioner Rhodes first. All in favor say aye.
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 So any opposed say nay. And any abstentions? Okay, the ayes have it, motion carries. So thank you for approving these items, which included the admin personnel timesheet, social media manager timesheet, our proposal for pet waste receptacles, a protest, APCA protest for Ivy City, and a request to change our website host to a different server. So thank you, commissioners, for letting us vote on that unanimously within 1 minute. So we got through all those items in less than 1 minute. Thank you. So looking like our meeting's cutting short tonight, we'll just move forward to our voting action items. And since we're so far ahead in tonight's meeting, do we have our folks for the BZA matter available to present? If not, we'll move to Commissioner
I can
Rhodes'
call.
items.
Commissioner, perhaps while Commissioner Arbuckle calls, we could see if Commissioner McCrae wants to present the treasurer's reports
Oh,
that we
perfect. Thank
skipped
you.
earlier.
Yes, I was actually gonna hop in and say I'm at my computer now, so I can do that.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Commissioner. Thank you, Andy.
All right, so hold tight 1 second for me, everyone. And I'm going to share my screen. All right. All right, so a portion of the treasurer's duties is just to present the overarching finances for the commission. And since we just finished the end of one quarter, which was FY25 Q1. So this report is going to be FY25 Q2. And can you all hear me still? I just want to make sure. Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. And can you all see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So and for everyone's awareness, I'm a very visual person, so it was easier to kind of put this on screen so we all could see the numbers. So Q2 for FY25 consists of January, February, and March. So our beginning monthly balance at the beginning of January was $56,558.26, and our ending balance was $56,482.53. The January expenditures were solely on communication. That was in the comms were approved expense in the budget. The February beginning balance was $56,482.53. And the ending balance was the same, $56,482.53. We actually didn't spend any money in the month of February. Now for March, the month that just passed, our beginning balance was $482.53. And our ending balance was $55,378.33. This past month's expenditures were on personnel, communications, and direct office internet payments. And those expenditures totaled $1,104.20. So to kind of sum all this together, for our ANC 5D FY 2025 Q2, our beginning balance was $56,558.26, and our ending balance was $55,378.33. Our total expenditures during the month were $1,179.93. The OANC has started the paperwork so that we get our next allotment, but we have not yet received that as of around 5 o'clock today, when I last checked. So that's kind of our quarterly financial report. And what we'll need to do now is just vote on that so that when we submit that actual QFR to the OANC, we say that we told the public about it, and that everyone kind of is in the know on what's going on. But what I'll do is I'll pause just to see if the public has any questions prior to, or if any commissioners or the public have questions. And then if not, I'll motion for a vote after that.
Okay, friendly reminder, you can use the Q&A function and drop a question.
All right, not seeing any questions. I move that we go forth with a vote, just saying that we approve the FY 2025 Q2 QFR, and those totals and transactions that are included in that. I believe there's a specific framework we need to use in order for the vote for that. But let me find that before we go forth. And I want to say the language is just that we move that we approve the FY 2025 Q2 QFR. Can anyone confirm if that is correct, just to make sure we specifically lay that out in our meeting minutes?
Correct, Commissioner.
That's correct.
All right, so, okay. So I'm gonna put that motion on the table. Do I have any seconds?
Second.
Okay, second by Commissioner Rhodes. Continue, Commissioner
All
McCray.
right. All right, so do we need to do a one-by-one roll call, or can we just have the ayes have it? Can we move forward?
Those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Those opposed say nay. And any abstentions? Okay, motion carries. Thank you so much, Commissioner McCray.
All right, thank you guys.
And thank you for those visuals. With that being said, do we have our folks for the BZA matter available? If not, we'll go ahead and move to Commissioner Rhodes' items beforehand. Commissioner Arbuckle?
So basically, the developer, the 400 Morse, is trying to get his team together. And so if we could work on the Ivy City resolutions first, that would be awesome.
Okay, Commissioner Rhodes, we can start with your first item.
Oh, actually, it looks like yeah, we can go with that.
Are we going with me or?
Yes, Commissioner Rhodes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So we came up with the resolution for the Eminent Domain Authority Act of 2025 This is a bill that Councilmember Parker has introduced. It's in reference to the National Engineering Products facility. We are wanting to take that by eminent domain. Normally, when you hear those terms, it is as is pertaining to the government taking um, people's land. With this, we're using this term and we're using this resolution um, to take over that site where the facility is. It's on a corner of Capitol and Fenwick, and it's actually in our residential neighborhood. They use cancer-causing chemicals, and I have talked about this over and over. That site has to be closed down and it needs to go. And so the resolution, Andy put it in the chat if you want to look at it in detail. It's just that we want this bill to pass, and we want that take that site by eminent domain so it can be a Ward 5 hub. So instead of it being polluting the community, this site will be used as a, a hub for good for I don't know, maybe y'all will go to the Fontroy Center and on Nanny Helen Burroughs, and that's an example of what a hub would be. Or you can go under DOEE's website and check out the language or the how they are talking about how the mayor wants hubs in every ward of the city. So again, you can look at it, click the link in the chat, and you can see the details of it. But basically, we want to support this hub, this Eminent Domain Authority Act of 2025. Yes, Arbuckle?
Hello. So I have a question. So I have always wondered, how is it that this national engineering projects has been able to continue emitting carcinogenic chemicals even after the Clean Air Act? How is it that they are exempted from that? And like how is it they can keep emitting?
Well, we've been asking the same question, and this is because they have been grandfathered in. Now, that clause grandfather in just came up once the city realized that this place has been here since the 30s. So they were here before the Clean Air Act. They were here before DOEE. They were here before a lot of the laws that protect residents, protect humans, protect the environment, protect um, our communities. They were here in the 30s.
Is it
Congress, yes.
so it's not possible for DC to pass a law that would like make it illegal for such things to be admitted? I mean, if they can pass a law to
Well,
even domain
if
it.
well, the district is at fault.
Hmm.
The district is at fault.
Hmm.
We've been fighting that same argument. We've been asking those same questions for years, Arbuckle, and right now they're still allowed to operate. This is the only facility in the district that uses these chemicals. The formaldehyde in our community is the levels are 4 times the threshold. Um, they were using methylene. They were using methylene chloride. They're housing a product that has the methylene chloride in it, which was banned by EPA. The odor is being emitted into our community and into our residents and our families' homes. So it just seems like the way things are going, they will protect the business because it's a small family business versus protecting protecting the community and protecting the residents. Um, and we're still fighting it. So that's why we have this eminent domain authority act so that we can take it back. Although it's going to take a long time, if everyone knows about the trash transfer station that's in Brentwood, if you look over the wall where the Home Depot is, that's where everyone's trash go. So Brentwood smells like a trash can. They took that by eminent domain and it's still operating. It's supposed to be gone by next year, but it took years. That's when McDuffie was our Ward 5 council member. So it will take years. Hopefully, if there's a miracle, they just decide they want to leave and go because the product that they're producing is for the Navy. So maybe the Navy will decide to house them and we'll have our community back and we'll have some clean air and they clean up the site and we can use it for a positive space for the community.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone else have any questions? All right, thank you.
And just to clarify, Commissioner Rhodes, the role of ANC 5D in this resolution that you drafted, can you just reiterate that?
Well, it's a role for everybody in Ward 5 too, because it hasn't gone up for a hearing yet. So once it go up for a hearing, we would like everyone to testify that yeah, they want to be part of this this bill being passed, and they want this place to be gone out of the district. So it's not just for Ward 5 or the commissioners, it's for the whole entire city, actually.
Understood. Ms. Diggs, one of our senior citizens, she has a question. Ms. Diggs, you're unmuted.
It's not actually a question. Good evening, everyone.
Oh, go ahead.
It's a comment. Commissioner Rhodes, I just want to thank you. You've been working on this for a very long time, much like the Crummell School project. That took forever, but you persevered, and it came to fruition. I think this can be the same thing. And as you said, it affects the whole city. It isn't just your neighborhood that it affects. Air travels, it drifts. And so, if there are pollutants in it, it's coming my way, just like it's close to you. And so we appreciate that you've been making a great effort to use this capability, eminent domain, to against them. It's usually done the other way. It's usually
exactly.
Against. So that's pretty smart of you. So we appreciate what you've done. Thank you so much.
Thanks. And it's smart of Councilmember Parker's office because they're the one that did it, created this bill. We Empower DC helped with this bill, and again, it affects the entire city because if the city allows for something like this to happen, like a lot of other things that is going on, then anything can happen in our communities. And right now, Ivy City is being poisoned by this facility, continue to operate, and we must demand that they shut it down. And I challenge anyone at the sound of my voice, if you have something that's going on in your community that shouldn't be there, I please fight against it. Don't allow your families to be poisoned. Don't allow your families to be pushed out of your community. And don't allow, if you see something, say something. And if you feel like something is wrong, then please do your research and take care of it. Don't wait for the city to do it because it won't happen.
Thank you, Commissioner. With that being said, would you like to place a motion on the floor?
Yes, I place a motion. I motion that we pass the resolution supporting the Ivy City Resiliency Hub Eminent Domain Authority Act of 2025.
Okay, motions on the floor. Commissioner Rhodes get a second?
Second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner McCollum. We'll get the roll call for this one to get it clear. 5D01,
Yes.
5D02,
Yes.
5D03,
Yes.
5D04, absent. 5D05 is yes. 5D06,
Yes.
5D07,
Yes.
5D08, absent. 5D09,
Yes.
and passes. Thank you so much, Commissioner Rhodes, for that resolution. Would you like to finish your roll for items, or would you like to let the BZA matter proceed? Commissioner Rhodes.
Oh, the other resolution?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, sure. And
Um,
quickly, we talked about this before. Again, we're fighting for our community to be more of a family-friendly community. Right now, we have several businesses, Beat the Bomb and uh, uh, Kick Axe, Throw Social, but they're wanting to put a cannabis dispensaries in our community, and they're putting it by the Cromell School, and they're also going to put one that's right behind the new men's shelter. We have a lot going on in our community, and the cannabis dispensary just don't match. Um, our community is 151 years old. We are working we understand that half of it is industrial or business, but we don't want to saturate our community with a lot of distilleries and dispensaries. We need family friendly um, businesses, and the dispensaries is just not creating an environment for the residential part of our community. And not only that, again, they keep dumping stuff in Ivy City. Everybody know it. They've been doing this for so many years, and we're sick of it. So we want to create Ivy City as a zone where we won't keep having all these. We don't have a liquor store on this side, but we don't want these type of businesses to be here because we're already dealing with environmental injustice issues. We're dealing with a human need. We're dealing with slumlords. We're dealing with businesses that come and go. Um, but we don't have the resources that we actually need. So basically, that resolution is just to force the city to spread the love throughout the city and put these type of businesses in other wards, um, versus putting them all in Ivy City. So that again, that resolution is a little lengthy because I guess I was venting, but at the same time, I'm just letting everybody know we need resources. We don't need the adult playgrounds and adult businesses. We need resources, and we need clean air. We need clean water and clean soil. And it's a fight just to get that. So APCA decides they want to dump two dispensaries and try to dump another one in our community. And that's not what we want. I look, if you want to have a business, that's fine. I'm not against it. Just just don't bring them all in Ivy City. We're trying to fix our community, and we're trying to make it so that the families can use the entire community of Ivy City and not just be separated to the residential side, because the industrial side is just so overwhelmed with these type of businesses. So do I need to move that one?
We can place the motion on the floor. We can discuss it. I'm just curious to know, would this affect any of the businesses that already are working in cannabis in the cannabis industry in Ivy City?
Well, we don't. Well, we have the edible place that you don't really know is there. These two places, they will be selling, delivering, and having a summer garden where people just can sit out in the yard and smoke. And we already smelling chemicals, and then we're gonna smell chemicals on one side and weed on the other. And we just need a break. Um, the other facility is a cultivating center, which is behind the chemical facility. We don't know it's there. And these two places will be like an actual dispensary where you can go um, purchase cannabis, you can purchase edibles and the paraphernalia. And then they have a summer garden where they have taste testing or smoke testing type of events. And again, that will be behind the new men's shelter.
Hmm.
And we have a lot of folks um, that's already dealing with different different addictions and mental health, and to have a dispensary with a place where people is just smoking out in the open. It's legal, but they can put it in another ward. So
Understood. Are there any questions from the commission? Any questions from the public? Okay, Commissioner, I think you have the time to make a motion.
okay, so I motion, is it motion or move?
Move.
Move. I move to pass this resolution on Ivy City industrial land uses and policy statement on cannabis dispensary in an overburdened neighborhood.
Okay, can Commissioner Rhodes get a second?
Second.
Okay, second by was that Commissioner McCollum?
Yeah.
Perfect. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say nay. And any abstentions?
I'm gonna need an extension. I need to look into it.
Abstention?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one. And confirming the rest of the commissioners are ayes? Perfect, thank you. So the ayes have it on this motion. Motion passes, and that will get signed. Thank you, Commissioner Rhodes.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, perfect. With that being said, we have folks here from a BZ matter for 400 Moore Street Northeast. Is that correct? Yes. Andy, can you promote our folks to panelists so they can present? For the public, if there's any questions at any point in time, please go ahead and drop them in the Q&A. And if you're presenting tonight, just raise your hand so we can promote you to panelist. Commissioners, feel free to cut your camera off during this presentation and feel free to turn it back on for questions. Okay, let's see. Are we missing anyone else to join us?
Is Bruce Carlson led into the panel yet? I think
We have
he was our last team member.
It looks like everyone's name is set as Lawrence
Yeah.
Ferris. So
I promoted all Lawrence Ferrises as well as Ryan Jabs. There's one more Lawrence Ferris.
All right. Am I able to share my screen as well? I can go ahead and pull up our presentation.
Yes,
Great.
sir.
So I'm the real Lawrence Ferris. I'm a land use counsel with Goulston and Stores. We're the land use counsel for this project. We filed a BZA application for 400 Morse Street Northeast. That's the corner of 4th and Morse. And let me pull up our presentation. Let me know. Can everybody see that? Hopefully. So
Yes.
this is the BZA application is
I have audio and
2127.
video, yes.
All right, I think that's all of our team members joining now. So the BZ application is 21279. Our hearing is scheduled for next month, and we are requesting special exception approval for an eating and drinking establishment, a restaurant that will include a live performance venue on a portion of the first floor. So it's going to be all interior, all inside with no external performances or amplification or anything like that. The site is zoned PDR1, which allows restaurants with a live performance venue with BZA approval. So that's what basically what our application is. This is kind of in the south part, the heart of Union Market. We think this will be a great addition to the neighborhood. So we're very excited to share that with you all tonight and answer any questions that you all have. Our team members with us tonight have Scott Shaw with Alexandria Restaurant Partners, which is the property owner. Also have Dan Daly from 105 Hospitality, which is going to be operating the restaurant and live performance venue. And then Bruce Carlson is the project architect that can do a quick walkthrough of the plans, so you all have a sense of kind of what it's going to look and feel like in there. But I guess to start off, I'll hand it over to Scott Shaw to introduce himself briefly. Scott?
Hi there. Hi, everybody. Can you see me and hear me okay?
Good to go, Scott.
Okay, great. So apologies, I'm doing this in my car. I was racing home, didn't quite make it because you guys are going fast tonight. So I'm a 40-year restaurant owner, operator in the DC, Alexandria area. Had my start in the 80s up in DC with Rob Wilder and Jose Andres. We operate 7 restaurants in Alexandria today. And we fell in love, like any of you, with Union Market. And my partners and I bought this building from the Kolker family, Bruce Pascal, about 4 years ago, and then did a $10 million plus renovation. We opened up a restaurant, Palette 22, that was really well received by the neighborhood. But we realized about a year into it that to be successful in Union Market, you have to kind of draw from beyond the neighborhood. And the concept we put in there wasn't really set up to do that. So we are partnering with Dan Daly and his team. He's a terrific restaurant operator. I've known him for a long time, and he's got some really great concepts, one of which we want to put in here with your support. So thank you very much for considering this.
Thanks, Scott. Dan, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Hi, Commissioners. Dan Daly. Pleasure to be here tonight. I'm the managing partner of 105 Hospitality, DC resident, and excited to open what is my company's first project in the area. We're super proud of what we're going to bring to the cultural fabric of this part of town, and couldn't be more thrilled. My partners and I are ecstatic about opening this venue, and think it's gonna be a really special part of what's become a really special neighborhood.
Thanks, Dan. All right, and we'll try and be brief, but also cover all the bases here. Bruce, do you want to give a quick run through the slides, and I'll slide through as you kind of talk over?
Absolutely. And as you can see, the building, the exterior is we're keeping the historic nature of the building, doing everything that we can to make sure that the nature of the historic building, the original building, is being preserved. And so that stated, what we're really doing is modifying a facility that was just didn't really meet the market demand. And the modifications is a 4% reduction of the kitchen, the percentage of kitchen to, back of house to front of house is a 4% reduction to change to have a stage area and have an area, a venue that has, and if you go to the first floor plan, you'll see that the area that is the stage, that stage, the kitchen used to be the whole back of house. And if I could, yeah, right in there where you're moving the hand, that reduction right there is the reduction of the kitchen so that the stage and the seating, because the dining area does not change. There's approximately a 75 square feet of additional dining seating area to this total plan with the stage that's being proposed in this scheme. And so the venue still is a dining facility, just open to more venues. There's minor modifications of everything that's existing. We're trying to keep as much as of the facility that is there. The kitchen is still, there's just a reduction of the solid fuel size of the kitchen and that's being moved, into the kitchen. There's still a solid fuel component. So in essence, it's still the same facility, just one added feature to it. The second floor doesn't change at all. It is the exact same footprint, same building, same, seating area, same bar, same kitchen facility. And the venue just needed that added enhancement to make this venue work.
So here I'll page back just to give a little context. Here's sort of the area of Union Market that we're talking about. Here's the existing building right here. This is looking down Fifth Street and just sort of the surrounding development and these historic warehouse buildings here. And then here is the existing building as it will remain, just updated from current Palette 22 branding. And you can see the existing patio seating up on the second level. This is where the live performance piece is going to be, right here in the front. And as Bruce talked through, it's really just a pretty limited portion of the first floor we're talking about here being the performance component. And it'll be a restaurant, a full service restaurant with a pretty strong emphasis on that dining component. There's going to be I guess Dan can speak more to the ins and outs of the menu, but it'll be first full service dinner and a pretty interesting mix of cuisine. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums up our presentation, but we're happy to answer any questions that you all have or provide any additional info that you think might be helpful.
Perfect. Thank you so much. With that being said, I'll ask if the public does have any questions on this project to please drop them in the Q&A. If you're one of our seniors, you can use the raise your hand function so we can allow you to speak. And if any of the commissioners have questions, they can use the raise your hand feature and I'll go ahead and get to your question. See, 1 second. Just to clarify, is the space being occupied right now at this moment?
Not right. No.
This is Scott Shaw. We closed the restaurant in the middle of February with the anticipation of reopening it in August. And one other note that I just wanted to make, we went to great effort and great expense to get National Park Service certification for this property, and that will not be changed. So we're being careful to preserve everything about the building that we restored in the first place.
Got it. How much effort was made into keeping the space as
Oh
preserved
my,
as possible?
oh my goodness, millions of dollars. I mean, and we wanted to do it, right? It's the first building you see when you come in Union Market, and it's a flagship building, even down to kind of restoring the flagpoles on the roof, matching the brick. We had to replace most of the brick on the second floor, and went to great length to find the right matching brick. So, I mean, we're very proud of what we did with the building. And as I said, we love being in Union Market, but we realized it just, you need a concept that can draw from the larger DMV. So.
Well, we do appreciate that effort that was put into preserving the building. I would say, as a resident of the area, that I think that's one of the most well-preserved buildings in Union Market, to be honest with you. At least nature's been very fair to that corner.
No, it
So
wasn't. It wasn't nature. And
Right.
I used to joke with Bruce Pascal because the Pascal family owned it for 90 years. It was literally, if it wasn't historic, it would have been torn down. It was in such horrible shape. But I mean, our restaurant company, we like to own the real estate we're in, and we invest a lot into it. And we want this building to be here in 100 years. So.
perfect, perfect. So before I get to Commissioner McCrae's question, can you reiterate what exactly you're asking from ANC 5D in terms of this project?
Yes, absolutely. So our BZA application is requesting that special exception approval from the BZA, and we would greatly appreciate the ANC's support for that application, for application 21279 to the BZA.
In terms of the special exception, what was it again?
It was a special exception to permit an eating and drinking establishment with a live performance venue.
Perfect. Thank you for clarifying. Commissioner McCrae, first question.
Hey, thank you all for presenting tonight. Just a quick question for you all. Will there be, I know that space has had local artists and kind of local folks involved. Will that still be kind of the path forward, that local artists will still be involved in the space, whether it's music, art, stuff along those lines?
Thanks, Commissioner. Great question. And the answer is most assuredly. At the core, at the premise of what this concept is, and it's been successful in both Los Angeles and New York, is supporting and helping to identify emerging local artists. It's a huge part of who we are, and one of the reasons that we've been successful with this concept in other markets.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Commissioner Arbuckle?
Hello again. So I have, of course, talked to you all about this before and gotten confirmation before, but for the benefit of the wider community and of the rest of the commission, earlier I asked you whether there would be any sound able to be heard, like if the live performance within the building would have any effect on the surrounding communities. And can you repeat your answer?
Absolutely. So correct. So no, basically this will be entirely internal to the building, and there won't be any external performances, no external amplification. So there should not be a noise impact in the surrounding area for those surrounding property owners.
That's good. That's very important. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Are there any questions for commissioners of the public? Just a simple question. You may or may not know the answer to this, but was there any other special exceptions requested like this in Union Market thus far?
I believe so. I know that there's an application that is coming in after us.
Yes.
It's a different concept. It's not a restaurant with a live performance venue. There was one that came in earlier last year on the far north end of Union Market. That is also not a restaurant. It's more, I think it's more of a nightclub. It's outside of sort of the radius of our project. It's on the opposite end of Union Market. But I'm not aware of any others besides that. Yeah.
And are there any other establishments similar to what you guys are trying to do here in the city at this time that we can reference?
Oh, that's a good question. Dan, do you know if are there other? I can't think of.
The closest thing that I could reference actually just closed, unfortunately. It's called Hill Barbecue right next to Capital One.
Okay. Okay. Well, it sounds like we'll get something unique in Union Market then if this passes. So thank you for just clarifying that for us, and thank you for the presentation. Commissioners, were there any questions before we go ahead and move to a vote? I'll ask Commissioner Arbuckle to make the motion.
Hello, everyone. I support this project, so I think it'd be a good addition to the area, and especially good to reactivate this building, which is unfortunately now shuttered. So I move to support this application to the BZA.
Okay, can we get a second for Commissioner Arbuckle?
Second.
Second by
I
Commissioner
seconded.
G. Campbell. Those in favor, we'll do a roll call quickly. 5D01,
Yes.
5D02,
Yes.
5D03,
Yes.
5D04, 5D05, yes. 5D06,
Yes.
5D07,
Yes.
5D08, and 5D09.
Yes.
Thank you. The ayes have it. Motion passes. Thank you so much, gentlemen. We'll get back in touch with you regarding the correct paperwork.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time and thank you for your flexibility. I'm sorry we weren't here when it was time to go.
Oh no, it's not your fault. We had to cut the meeting a little bit up. So we're just happy you were able to get it together and get us out of here. So we'll get that paperwork to you as quick as we can. Any other questions, feel free to reach out to myself or Commissioner Arbuckle.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time. Have a good night.
Thank you. Best of luck with the project.
Thank you.
Okay, with that being said, if you look at the agenda, commissioners, we have nothing else to talk about but the space that we have available for our community. So it is 8:45 p.m. We will permit these last minutes before we adjourn tonight's meeting to discuss any items that residents have been patiently waiting for us to respond to tonight. If there's any seniors, again, feel free to use the raise your hand function so we can allow you to speak, but feel free to drop the questions in the Q&A feature here on this Zoom. And if we get no questions, I'll just ask commissioners to share any final comments before we adjourn.
And we do have one comment in the chat. Mr. Montague asked if the chat can be made savable. I think there's a way to do that, but just a quick comment that is in here right now.
I'm not familiar. Andy, are you familiar?
I am, but I am unable to find that function at the moment. It is certainly doable in general, but it's not working at the moment.
Okay.
So sit
Thank you,
tight
Mr.
for a minute.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Montague, for addressing that. We'll have it fixed for our next meeting. Our next meeting for public note is May 13th at 7 p.m. So we'll definitely have that feature taken care of before then. Any other questions or comments? Any final comments from commissioners before we adjourn tonight's meeting? We're going to be pretty busy this April, so just wishing everyone the best in terms of their energy. Commissioner Rhodes?
Yes, it's unfortunate that the MPD wasn't here, but I do just want to add that we had a building here, 1854 Kendall Street. Last Sunday, there was someone that was shot. Then Monday, they set it on fire. Department of Buildings closed the building down. We had some residents that was displaced, and we have been working uh, tirelessly to find them of somewhere else to live. One of the residents have been living in that building over 50 years, and so that's just something that we're working on. Um, and it's unfortunate that that happened. But I just want to put that out there that we're working on getting the residents some temporary housing.
Sorry they're going through that. How many were displaced?
There was a total of 4 legal residents that were displaced, but both buildings had a lot of squatters, and the squatters are going different places, looking for a place to stay. So If anyone here from Ivy City is seeing that happen, please contact me or contact MPD and make them aware of what's going on. And again, I said it earlier. Our community has a human need. We have a lot going on here, and we know folks need a roof over their head and need some place to stay. But we would rather them uh, go to a shelter if they need shelter instead of going into buildings and causing harm and displacing folks uh, that call that place home. So,
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other comments or final questions or anything before we adjourn? Okay, with that being said, I move that we adjourn tonight's meeting at 8:50 p.m. Can I get a second on this motion?
Second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner G. Campbell. Those in favor of adjourning tonight's meeting, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? Okay, ayes have it. Thank you so much, everyone, for tonight's meeting. Look forward to seeing you next month. Be safe out here.
All right. Have a nice night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Have a good night, everybody.